Good morning, friends. In chapter 7, we are going to learn about cash book. Let us have a look at how much we have covered. We know that there are the business transactions to be classified into economic and non-economic. Non-economic we don't record, so no need to go about. Economic we classify into two, that is the credit transaction and a cash transaction. Regarding the credit transaction, we have learned in chapter 6 all the subsidiary books. Purchase book we have learned, purchase return, sales book, sales return, all the bills book. Along with that, in purchase and sales, we have learned the columnar also. The simple and columnar. In columnar, two types, that is goods wise and expense wise. So all that we have already completed in our chapter 6. Now, at that time, we know that other subsidiary book, one of is cash book. So now let us see in our chapter 7 about the cash book. So what the cash book means? The cash book means a subsidiary book is prepared to keep the record of cash transactions. So what is the main important aspect? It should be a cash transaction in which cash may be coming or cash may be going. The cash book refers to the real account principle. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is our asset and asset means a real account. So the principle of real account applied to the cash book. So cash book has a cash transaction and that book is known as a cash book. So let us see that cash book. Now along with the cash book, we also considered a bank transaction, cash and bank. So the cash book, how many types are there of the cash book? The number one, simple cash book. Only one column of the cash we prepare and we prepare in a T-form presentation. Debit side called as a receipt side, credit side called as a payment side. All the money what comes in we record on the receipt side. All the cash what we make the payment we record on the credit side. So that is simple. Then we have a two columnar cash book. In a business there are number of transactions and we can't afford only to do transaction with a cash. We also include the bank. We also have the discount, that is cash discount transaction. So we prefer to have a two columnar cash book. In that you may have a column like cash and discount. You may have a cash and bank or you may be having bank and discount. According to comfort of a businessman, he prefer any one of the type. Now a very big business, they can't manage even with the two columns. They have so many transactions of cash also, of bank also, of discount also. So they prefer to have a three columnar cash book. So in this, cash is also there, bank is also there and discount is also there. So this is what all about cash. Along with that, in this chapter, we are also going to study about the bank book. When the trader is having a bank account with more than one bank and he prefer most of the transaction with a bank, then he prepare a bank book. We will study later on what the bank book means. And one more is for the small and miscellaneous transaction. We don't want to disturb our main cashier. We follow and give some amount to the junior clerk, a junior cashier, and he manage with the cash. That is known as a petty cash book. So what the petty cash book? It has the two types, the simple petty cash book and the impress the petty cash book. One by one, all these things we have to learn in the chapter number 7. This is what is the web of your chapter 7. We have understood the meaning of cash book, the subsidiary book in which the cash transaction we record, that is what known as a cash book. Why the cash book is so important? What is the importance of a cash book? Number one, that saving of the time and labor possible. When you record in a systematic manner, you will get the data quickly. You will get the opening balance of the cash book, closing balance of the cash book. You can compare it with the actual cash and so that your time and labor saved. No need to write a narration. 100 time you make payment, 100 time you receive money. All the time goods sold for cash, goods purchased for cash, goods sold for cash. No need to repeat that routine work. Next is that is the benefit of the division of labor. Here all the one person is maintaining one subsidiary book. Cash book is also one of the subsidiary book. So you get that benefit of division of labor. The cash balance can be known. Every day, if you prepare a cash book on the daily basis, you have the closing cash balance on your hand. You verify with the actual cash, immediately you can find out if any loophole is there. So that cash balance can be known daily basis. Cash embezzlement cannot be controlled. So cash book help you to know the actual cash balance, and you can trace out any manipulation of cash is there, any misuse of cash is there, and the control can be maintained. You are able to make a control system of your cash book. The next is that is cash, bank and discount. All you record at a time. So all the transactions are recorded and it becomes easy for you. So this is what all about the web of our cash book chapter, chapter number 7. The meaning of cash book, importance of cash book. Now let us understand the simple cash book. What sort of a specimen you have? How you have to make the pro forma of the simple cash book. So it's a simple cash book means only one column you have of amount. Okay? It is a T-form presentation. If you see, you divide the cash book into two parts. One is the part left hand side, other is on the right hand side. So here T-form presentation, on the one side that you write the debit and other side you write that is the credit. Clear? So here debit side is for the receipt. Whenever cash comes in, what the rule says, debit what comes in. So here when your cash comes in, your cash balance increase, that you record on the receipt side. When your cash goes out, credit what goes out. When your cash goes out, reduction in the cash, you record it on the credit side. And always cash you have, from that you spend money. So cash book always have a debit balance. Bank may have a credit balance, that is overdraft. But in case of a cash, never you have a credit balance. So always you have a debit balance of the cash book. Now when you start your business, the very first entry in the journal chapter, you remember, what was the chapter? Business commenced with the cash, rupees 50,000. Okay, so here when you start a business, for an example, 2015 January, you start a business. So the very first transaction you have, business commenced with cash rupees 50,000. Okay, so cash book of Shri, whatever the name of the trader, the very first transaction you record into the cash book, that the owner, he brings the capital, so that you write to capital account. Cash book is based on the ledger account. It is one kind of an account. So in the T-form presentation of account, with the debit side and credit side, we record. So you have, that is to capital account, rupees 50,000. Okay, so you have started a business. Now every year you are not going to start a business. From next year onwards, you have opening balance of cash. So either you have this journal posting, or you have, that is to balance brought down or brought forward. Either you have this or you have this. Whatever is the given situation, we will be writing. Then we may have that we sold the goods. Then sales means cash comes in. Whatever journal entry, goods sold for cash, rupees 10,000. your entry is cash account debit to sales account. So there is an increase in cash. So you write on the 5th, that is to sales. Okay, rupees 10,000. Understood? Like that, you also make the payment and you also purchase the goods. Then only you can sell. So on the 4th of 2015, January 4th, the transaction may be you have that goods purchase excuse me, of rupees 5,000. So by purchase rupees 5,000. Then you may have made the payment of rent on the 7th. So you can say that by rent rupees 1,000. Then again you may have an income of interest on the 10th. You may write that is to interest account rupees 6,000. Okay. So like this keep on doing. Any increase in capital cash to be recorded on debit side and any decrease in cash recorded on credit side. Like this you continue. At the end of the month, what you are going to do, you are going to make the total. Higher side total first, always going to be debit in case of cash book of cash account. Okay, so here you have 66,000. The same to be recorded on opposite side 66,000 minus that 6,000 what you have spent. So your balance is remain 60,000. It's a January. So the last day is 31st. You can write by balance carried down 60,000 rupees. The same become the opening balance for the February 1st. That is to balance brought down 60,000 rupees. In this manner, the simple cash book posting you have to do. I hope you understood the specimen and the illustrative example which we have done, by which you can understand debit what comes in when cash coming in on the debit side, when cash going out on the credit side. You have the opening balance first on the debit side, like that you have closing balance on the credit side. The corresponding balance again will brought forward to the next month on the debit side. Whatever balance you have to be recorded on the reverse side when you brought down. This manner, the simple cash book what we have understood. I hope you understood. Any question is there, you let me write and get the clarification. Thank you.